YouTube, what it do, man? Hey, I'm asking if I can y'all go over there, subscribe, like, hit me with a thumbs up, let me know I'm kicking my stuff, man, and share it. This right here, dog, this story is about hood rivalries, homie. Niggas that have hood rivalries inside of turfs, homie. You know, hood rivalries can stem anywhere from homies not liking the way a nigga talk, niggas not liking the way a nigga walk, niggas not liking another nigga getting bread, a nigga might be in competition with a nigga on who had the most bitches in the hood, you know what I'm saying? Competition on who drive the best cars, the competition on nigga who bang the hardest, nigga who put the turf on the map the toughest. These is hood competition rivalries that niggas go through, homie, that ain't spoke on, homie. And sometimes these rivalries can cause division in the turf, homie, because you have homies loving these homies over here and homies loving these homies over here, homie. Rivalries can stem to niggas' names getting into it with other names inside the neighborhood, homie. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, I didn't have rivalries with homies, homie. You know what I'm saying? You know, throughout the turf and shit, you know, where, you know, how can I say? It ain't no rank thing. Niggas put a rank or nothing. It ain't none of that. It's just that it's just statues on this shit. And when you become a big homie or a G or this, you always want to keep your younger niggas at some type of level, dog. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how this shit go. And it's gangster shit, homie. You know what I'm saying? And I happen to always fall in that zone or category of a rivalry with my homeboy right here. You know what I'm saying? We done been bust on together, you know, all kind of shit together, homie. But we had this my G homeboy too. But me and Blood always had like a turf rivalry, homie. And I didn't heard niggas having turf rivalries off of long hair, homie. This picture right here, the homie in the all black, that's a little Bugsy. I didn't heard the other niggas having long hair in the turf, wanting to get into it and get in with the homie, that the homie hair was longer. Whether if it's true or not, these are just competitive things that you will hear in the turf, homie. Rivalries and competitive issues, homie. This right here, homie, went into a rivalry with the homie that I mentioned right here on this picture, homie, to where we had a motherfucking shootout in the hood, homie. You know what I'm saying? And part of it is becoming, you know, a nigga want to become his own person, and then the big homies still expect you to be one person, homie. So, you know, by us having that competitive hood rivalry type thing going on, it led us to an altercation where Poppin got involved, homie, because the big homies and them came back, left the hood one day and came back to the hood, and it was an issue. And I felt because niggas was kind of had a few drinks and shit that I didn't have to attend the gathering that niggas was having about the altercation that niggas had outside the turf. And by me shun the homie off and shit, it led to him thinking I was saying fuck him. On top of the competitive hood rivalry shit that we done went through. You know what I'm saying? And so what, like I say, what kick it off, I shunned the thing off, basically saying like fuck the homie. The homie took it like I said, fuck him. So at that time, the homie is, you know, he's totally active, known homie and shit, homie. So he was in the no zone of the bullshit at that time, homie. You know what I'm saying? And I remember us exchanging words and shit. You know, fuck you back, blood. I don't give a fuck. This, and that. And, you know, we exchanged words, homie. And at that time, the block was the 500 block, homie. But he had a spot that reside kind of like a block or two behind the 500 block, homie. And like I said, we called fucks on each other. You know, I told that nigga I didn't give a fuck what cracks. And, you know, he told me, okay, if that's how you feel, nigga, it is what it is. And I didn't think the nigga was gonna come back with the bullshit. I'm knowing he with the bullshit, but I didn't know he was gonna come back with the bullshit with me. And the competitive rivalry thing kicked in where he felt like he had to top dog me and put me in my place, homie. You know, or, you know, try to pump the fear of God in a motherfucker. So I remember he bones out from the block after we called fucks on each other, homie. And maybe 30, 40 minutes in to that, homie, I remember seeing the nigga walk up the driveway because I'm hanging in the building and shit, homie. And he come through waving a pistol and shit. So niggas is kind of like getting out the way and shit, you know what I'm saying? And I remember seeing that nigga. And the nigga was like, nigga, you still talking that high power shit? You know, but we like 20 feet away when he tell me this shit, homie. So I don't really respond offhand. And the nigga bust, homie. Bow, bow, bow. Maybe 3 times at me, homie. And you know, niggas scattered, niggas is running and shit. I run my motherfucking self. And I run up to in the parking stall and run up under a car and shit. Homie, I'm hid up under a motherfucking car. And I see the homie, you know, as I'm hiding under the car and shit, I see the homie walking through the building and shit. You know what I'm saying? Scanning the building, probably, you know, looking for where I went and shit. But I'm laid up under the car watching this nigga. He not knowing I slid up under this car and shit. So, you know, I had a 32 at this time. Homie, little small ass, little 5-shot 32, man. And like I said, I wasn't trying to kick no harm up. But, you know, with that competitive shit, homie, sometimes, nigga, you know, we got to go in on each other to set the stage with one another, homie. And so he don't find nobody. He don't find me. I'm up under the car head. So I see him walk to the back of the building. Then so he started walking to the front of the building. So I kind of give it a little time, homie, and I squeeze from up under the car, homie, and go to the driveway. I look, I don't see him. So I break. It was like a little back way where you can barbecue, and behind the building, a little gate area, you can go inside of there and barbecue and shit. I used to put my 32 right there and shit, homie. So I remember once I seen it was clear, I broke through there, squeezed through the little gate because it was locked, but we had it pried, the bars pried where you could squeeze through that motherfucker. So I remember I'm banged out that night, homie. You know what I'm saying? I got on some tan khakis, burgundy chucks, homie, and a burgundy t-shirt. So I come from up under the car and shit, homie. You know, and I look, see the coast is clear, and I break, squeeze through the bars and shit, and I grab my 32, homie. Processing me grabbing the 32, cocking the motherfucker back. I see the homie coming back driving the driveway and shit, homie. You know what I'm saying? He don't see me though. So I don't say shit, homie. I get off 3 times, homie. I match him because I think he got off like 3 times or something. I match him. Bow, bow, bow. So the nigga like waving the cut. He like call me by my government. Like, yeah, nigga, that's right, nigga. Let's get it cracking out here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? He like, yeah, nigga, let's get it cracking out here. So I fall back in the cut, homie. And So, I'm at a 5 shot. I'm at 2, homie, but I had a couple shells. So I load that motherfucker back up to make me have 5. So I do that real quick. So I go to stick my head out the cut, and he didn't move up a little closer. So he cap off on nigga a few more times. Lock, 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 lock. So bam, in the midst of him cracking off, I crack off 2 times. Blow, blow. That give me 3 shots left, homie. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? So he take cover too, homie. So it's straight like a major popping scene throughout the building and shit. So I think I wind up hitting the cut. No, matter of fact, I don't hit no cut. We still kind of duel it out. Because I remember when I did hit the cut, I was only at 1 shot. So I think he get off. Loud, loud. I get off. Loud, loud. So I wind up fading to a cut, hitting the wall and shit. And then in the process, so I hide out in the cut for a minute. So I guess he roaming through the block, hitting different little cuts in the building and shit. So I wind up coming out the cut at another angle of a building in the turf. And the homeboy Lil Dulo will wind up rolling down the street. So I flag Lil Dulo down. He like, man, what's cracking over here, man? I hear y'all niggas over here acting a fool and shit, homie. So I'm telling the homie, I'm like, here, blood. The homie on some bullshit, blood, wooty wooty woo. This nigga trying to bill a nigga and shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking that blood talk to the homie. So I'm like, tell the homie, like, let me get in the car and shit. So the homie let me get in the car. I'm like, blood, get me up out of here, blood. I'm at 1 shot. The homie tripping. Take me around the corner. So in the same token as this, he telling me, the homie walking up on the car, dog, let me see what this nigga want. So I get down on the floor at the passenger seat, real ducked up on the floor with the thing, homie. Like kind of spooked, like, cause I don't, I'm at 1 shell. I know if the homie get up on the car and see me, he might possibly plug a nigga. He hot. This rivalry competitive thing then kicked in. So he on a trip that the young homie that I'm trying to outmax this gangster, homie. So I'm telling the homie, like, dog, I'm only got 1 shot, nigga. If the homie see me and open up this door, nigga, it's gonna go to the left, homie. So the homie, I remember the homie coming up on the car door, trying to pull the car door, and the homie like telling that nigga, like, nigga, I'm gonna take care of something, nigga. Y'all niggas cut that shit out, nigga. Go on and get in the cut, nigga. Hit the cut and go to your spot, nigga. The homie not even knowing I'm on the floor of that motherfucker, so I'm bagging Lil Dulo, like, man, just dog, just get on, dog. It's gonna go bad, dog. I'm like pleading with the homie, like, voiceless, but just moving my lips, like, nigga, get the fuck up out of here, nigga. You know it's gonna go down, homie. So the homie wind up, I guess the homie tried to open up the door. The homie wind up just like, nigga, I'll be back, nigga, and just kind of like pushing his car and shit. The homie had a 442 at that time. So he kind of just pushed his car down the block. I just remember laying low, hearing the engine rumbling and shit. But to go into that story to just let a nigga know, nigga, this shit be competitive, nigga, be hood rivalries, homie. So you young niggas that think you want to get into this shit and be flossy and be all this shit, and nigga disrespect big homies or elder homies and shit, and nigga, you ain't really down like that, nigga, you know what I'm saying? You possibly can get removed about your area, homie, or niggas will push the envelope on you to see how far you gonna go with that gangster shit you talking and how you walking, homie. So I'm just kicking a G story, homie, from 89 on up, homie, about competitive rivalry inside the set, homie. And that's my story when my competitive rivalry with my homeboy led to a pop out inside the set, homie. So I'm steady kicking G shit and not Ye shit, homie. 89 on up, homie. Tap in, homie. Don't tap out.